Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony&Wolf Productions video. My name is Visual Pony and today we are reading the story Princess Dashie by Lame Joke. I just liked the premise of Rainbow Dash becoming a princess, okay? So, sue me. I just like the idea. In one of my very own stories, I think it was called A New Threat or something like that, I actually made Rainbow Dash an alicorn. So, yeah. Also, there's this amazing list of those amazing people who keep donating to our channel, and that is very much appreciated. It gives us a food budget, helps us keep our apartment, and feed our cats. So, yeah, I don't want to be eaten by cats, so please, guys, please. You can get awesome perks if you become a patron on Patreon, you know, like early downloads of our stuff. So, without further ado, let's get into the meat of the story, because I want to see where this is going. I see the first line here already, and I am intrigued. Monster. FBI, open up! The door to Princess Celestia's room was kicked open, and Rainbow Dash stood there, hoofs crossed with her shades on, looking like a villain from the blockbusters. What do you want? Celestia shrieked in fright. Celestia magicked a pistol out of thin air, aiming it at Dash. However, the Pegasus just let loose a devilish smile and reached over her back.
You just pulled a pistol on the pony with a missile launcher.
Dash heaved a missile launcher over her shoulder and smiled at Celestia. The princess dropped her pistol in alarm and held her hoofs up high, face quivering at the intruder. Tell me what you want and I'll give it to you. If you want bits, I got some racks stacked over the back. Just don't hurt me. Celestia cried, tears rolling down her cheeks.
Make me a princess,
Dash said. Oh, what? That's so easy. The princess's tears somehow retracted its path up and back into her eyes, and she stood up, her horn lighting up like a liar's pants on fire. Dash felt her body swamped with bright light from the princess. When the lights dimmed down, Dash waved her hoof over her forehead. It struck gold. You are now the princess of rainbows, Celestia announced to the awestruck Pegasus alicorn. She then lifted her rainbow tail out of the window and threw her out of it. Dash flew through Ponyville, soaking all the admirations from ponies as she showed off her newly obtained horn when a familiar voice rang out.
All day, would you be so kind to lend your ear to me?
Applejack called out from the distance. Dash landed beside the farm pony.
Say, what do you need?
Dash asked. The new princess could not help seeing Derpy licking a basketball at the ground. Suppressing her laughter, she focused on Applejack.
I'll need your help. You're the Prince of Rainbows, yes?
Yep.
Get out of here, Big Mac.
Big Macintosh shrugged and walked off, balancing his 2 buckets of apples on his back as the glare from Applejack's eyes seared a mark on his back. Those two could never see eye to eye with a staring problem, Dash thought.
So as I was saying, I need your help because that's the rainbow-looking thing that I found on my security cameras. It was stealing my precious apples last night.
Applejack finished.
Sure, I'll help ya.
The 2 ponies gathered in a room in Sweet Apple Acres. Dash glanced around the room, trying to think whether had she come here before.
Hey, Applejack, I don't remember being here before.
This is a secret room. It's just like how Pinky have a secret party planning cove. But all I got is a goddamn rusty room smelling like some pony stacked ships and half-eaten Cheetos in here.
Applejack grunted in reply, eyeing an abandoned and rotten Merriam dictionary that somehow got itself there at the corner of the room. The farm pony walked to a table with a computer on it. She switched it on and a video appeared on the screen. She motioned Dash to come over, and the new princess strode over to the table. She pressed play on the keyboard, and the screen showed a rainbowy-looking thingy going through the trees in Sweet Apple Acres, taking apples and munching on them. However, Dash could not make out the thing's features. Then she knew who it is. It was herself, the Princess of Rainbows that was captured in the security cameras. Dash remembered coming to Sweet Apple Acres last night because she wanted to eliminate her insomnia with some Minute Maid, but with apples instead of lemonades. She had failed to control her cravings and soon had found herself stuffing her stomach full of apples.
So, who do you think it is, Princess?
Applejack prompted Dash.
I don't know.
Come on, princesses know everything.
Not this one. How about you ask Twy? She's much smarter after all.
No, she don't specialize in no rainbows.
Applejack narrowed her eyes.
Are you feeling okay, Sugar Cube? You're sweating horribly all over.
I'm hot. I got packs of heat in me.
Applejack glanced at the video and looked back at the new princess. Then realization dawned upon the farm pony.
It was you! You stole my apples!
Applejack reached up and grabbed her hat from her head. She pulled a pistol out of her hat, pointing it at Dash. The new princess suddenly had a callback of Celestia aiming her pistol at her just now, and she smiled, reaching over her back.
You just pulled a pistol on the pony with a missile launcher.
Dash produced her missile launcher and pointed it at the farm pony, who now is adjusting her hat on her head. Then the epic fight began. Well, it's not exactly a fight, but it was definitely a battle to be murdered for. Dash pulled the trigger on her missile launcher, sending a bullet flying to Applejack, who lowered her head and reflected the bullet with her hat. The pistol in the farm pony's hoof somehow had turned into an AK, and she shot several rounds of it at Dash, who skillfully dodged every one of them. She was the fastest pony in Equestria, after all. The new princess lit up her newly obtained horn and casted her first ever spell. Applejack's mouth fell off, like a sticker ripped from a paper, and flopped on the floor. The shocked farm pony scampered down to retrieve her mouth, but it flopped around, avoiding her hoof. She rumbled in frustration, and light emerges all over her as the pony's body exploded. Dash gasped, her eyes widening as more and more light poured out from Applejack's body. With a whoosh, the light all grouped together, forming the shape of a pony. More precisely, as Dash squinted hard, it formed the body of
Celestia!
Dash yelped in astonishment. Then she flew away to the ends of Equestria, leaving Celestia behind with a confused look. I just wanted to say I wanted to put her in the obituary column. Author's note. No points for guessing what song this story is based on.
This time, I make the comments because Luna is a big old meanie. I'll get my revenge when I have taken over the world. And that is where I need your help. Go ahead. Like and subscribe. Also share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to check out my Slaw at Humans Patreon and merch store. Building an evil empire is expensive. I must admit that I do not object to Dashie becoming a princess. What I do object to is how she is depicted here. While the story in itself is fine, I must also say that it is clearly made to be over the top and not to be taken serious. Now let me be, I have your demise to plan. Muhahahahahahahaha.